What's going on, guys? It's your boy Adjen back again for another Outerplane video, and for today, welcome to 2024's comprehensive gear guide. Yes, I'm gonna be sharing with you everything I know about gears, what are the best sets to farm, what are the best gear stats to aim for, and yada yada. So this is going to be a comprehensive gear guide, so it will take quite some time, so please bear with me. This guide is meant for beginners, mid-game players, or even veterans. And just take note that this is going to be based on my opinions and by my experience by playing the game. So just take it with a big grain of salt. So gear grinding is the end game goal or end game content of Outerplane, just like in any other gacha games out there like Epic 7 or Honkai Star Rail. Farming good to godly gears is your end game goal. You will be spending most of your excess stamina farming gears, and it's really hard getting really good to godly gears. So let us talk about the gears where you can farm them and the equipment sets. So first, we have here the special request ecology study. This is where you farm the armor sets. Now, since we have here 5 different bosses or different dungeons to farm, and each dungeon gives you different types of sets, some of you might be wondering which one to focus first on the gear sets with regards to the armor sets. Number one gear sets that you should be aiming for is the Chimera Hunt, this one. Why the unidentified Chimera? Because this gear dungeon has a lot of really good sets that you can farm here. Your main goal is to get really good speed gears, because speed really matters in this game, especially when it comes to how to kill the boss really fast, because there are some cases where you need to clear the stages within certain turns. Like for example, the stage 12 of the Chimera and the other stages here, the Masterless Guardian, the Tyrant Toddler. So yeah, you should be farming Chimera first. Not only you will be getting speed gear sets here, counter set is also can be obtained here, and also the critical damage sets. Both of them are really good also, but they are not the number one gear sets. The number one should always be the speed set. Those are just bonuses if you can get really good pieces of the counter set and the critical damage set. The what is this? The accuracy set is somewhat meh, since the developers already nerfed the evasion, so that one is pretty useless. Now, you should not be aiming for legendary gears, the red gears. They are just a luxury. It's really hard to get a legendary gear with legendary substats, with really good substats. It's really hard to obtain that one. So you should not be focusing on getting really good legendary gears. Green gears and blue gears are pretty much the most common gears that a lot of players have been using. Me also, I've been using a lot of green and blue gears, simply because you should be aiming for a really good substat, especially for the speed set. If you have a really good substat on a green set for a speed set, then you should keep that one and probably raise that one. We will be talking over about what are the best substats to aim for later on. But yeah, this one is the best gear dungeon to focus on, the speed set. But what if you already have a really good speed set? What are the next gear set to prioritize? You might want to prioritize this one, the Grand Calamari, because in this dungeon, your goal is to get immunity gear sets. That is, if you are planning to compete in PvP. If you want to compete into mid-tier or high-tier rankings in PvP, then aiming for the immunity set is the way to go. But I think I don't really advise aiming for this if you are a beginner. Only if you are an end game player, then you might want to focus on farming immunity sets. But if you're just a beginner or a mid-tier player, mid-game player, and you still don't have enough really good speed sets, then you should be farming the identified chimera. Other dungeons are okay, but they are not a priority. If you are an endgame player and you already have really good speed set, you already have some really good immunity set, but immunity set is only 2 pieces of gears. So you still need one more set. So which one to focus on pairing with regards to the immunity set? There are different types of 2-piece set that are really good to pair with the immunity set, but it depends on your preferences. Usually, I go for the critical rate set that you can get from where we can get that one. I think here. Yeah, here we can get the critical chance set here because 2-piece gives you 12% critical chance. I usually go for the critical chance, but some people prefer the attack set that you can also get here in the Masterless Guardian. So farming this one has some really good benefit if you are already at the end game content. This one has the penetration set, but I think that is the only good set that you can farm here. Other sets are more PvE oriented than PvP, and some of them are pretty much lacking in my honest opinion. I don't use other sets other than speed set that you can get here, the counter set, and the critical damage set, and then the attack set to pair with my immunity set and the critical set, and also the immunity set. Only those sets are the gears that I've been using, that I've been keeping. The rest are pretty much meh. Especially if you can get a legendary gear outside of those sets. Those are just podders. What do I mean by podders? So I will be talking about that later on when we go to the comprehensive explanation with regards to the substats, which gears to save or which gear to decompose. Now, let us go to the weapon and accessory. The special identification, request identification. This is where you farm your weapon and also the accessory. Those two gears have really nice passive substats if you can get a legendary gear, but very few of them are pretty usable to certain classes. So having legendary good gears for weapon and accessory are just a luxury also. If you cannot get them, just stay with the blue and the green gears. But usually, if you are planning to compete in arena, then do with the blue gears. Don't use the green gears unless they have really godly substats. The Twin Beetle has the set that we have here. The Thumping Knuckle Duster is really good for D-Astay. This one. Other than this one, this one is already nerfed because, as I've said earlier, the evasion was nerfed by the developer. So this one has lost its value. But out of this one is the only good one. The Thumping Knuckle Dusters for mage type characters like Ame and also D-Astay. You should be farming this one. You should be prioritizing Glycis first. Why Glycis first? Because the accessory that you can get here gives you a really good main substat. You should be focusing on the main substat that you can get from the accessory when farming the weapon and accessory dungeon, because in this dungeon you can get the speed main stats for the accessory. That one is really valuable because speed matters in this game. And also, not only you will be getting the speed main stat here, you can also get critical chance main stat here, which is really good for some tuning for your gears. But the main selling point of this dungeon is the speed main stat that you can get from the accessory. There is also a speed main stat here in the Amadeus, but the chances of getting a really good gears for this one is kinda low. And also, as you can see, there are a lot of random main stat that you can get here. You can get attack main stat, speed main stat, critical chance, effectiveness, accuracy, and then defense, which makes it really hard to get main speed stats in this dungeon. And also, the legendary gears in this dungeon are kind of meh. And also, the stages are capped at stage 10 only. There are no stage 12, unlike compared to Glycis and the other dungeons here. They have stage 12 where the chances of increasing getting really good gears is a bit higher compared to the stage 10. So after Glycis, after you've gotten yourself a really good piece of something like a main speed neck or the one you're aiming for Glycis, what next to farm? You should be farming Blazing Night Meteors. Why Blazing Night Meteors? This dungeon gives you the penetration necklace. This right here is the penetration, main penetration. That one is really good for your main DPS, especially if you have Demi Aste. I used my penetration necklace on my Demi Aste in PvP, and she hits like a truck. Every DPS with the penetration gear, penetration main stat, will hit really hard because it ignores defense. Also, you can get critical damage main stat here for the accessory, and also the HP percent main stat. The HP main percent is really good for characters like Demi Drakan, and also, as you can see, this one is for the... No, not this one. This one has a 50% chance to counterattack when an ally is hit. This is the Orius, not really, the Elbris version of Outerplane. Excuse. So, HP percent main with this type of necklace is really good for Demi Drakan. If you have Demi Drakan on your arsenal. And then, aside from the effectiveness main stat, critical damage is good. Penetration really good, and also percent main is really good also, especially for support characters and mainly tanks that will soak up the damage for your team. This one is really good. Now let's move on to what gears to save, what gears to decompose, and what are the best substats to choose. Let us let us just go to my character. For example, I am using my, for example, a ranger. A ranger is a opener, and you want your opener to be really fast. So you should be equipping your opener some really good speed gears. Now, what are the godly substats that you should be aiming for an opener? An opener does not really require that much of a substats. You only need to have the maximum speed stat. Like for example, this one. As you can see, I have the speed substat at plus 18. Plus 18 is the maximum roll that you can get on the substat. So, for an opener, getting a speed substat of a maximum roll like this one is the way to go. That is the only substat that matters for openers, unless you want to make them hit really hard also, but that's kind of a waste because you should be using those gears on your main DPS, your main damage dealer. Openers like Valentine does not really hit hard, so if you can get her some really nice speed plus 18 and speed main stat, it's worth it. Those gears are worth saving for and keeping, and do not try to sell them or decompose them. As you can see, speed 15 is almost a godlike roll. So what I do with my gears is that if the speed does not roll past the plus 12, I decompose it and I sell it because I have no use for plus 9 speed. Plus 12, plus 12 speed is pretty much bearable. That is the borderline pass for my speed substat when I'm looking out for a gear to save or to keep. I keep gears that has plus 12 speed. Plus 12 and above. Now, for your DPS, like for example here, my Demi-Aste, since DPS requires different types of gearing depending on your situation. Like for example here, my Demi-Aste is rocking a immunity set plus a critical chance set. Why immunity set and critical chance set? Because in today's meta, there are a lot of debuffers that can do nasty things. Like for example, in the case of Tamara, Tamara deals nasty things to your team if you put an enemy Tamara or Dahlia, something like that. That is why I am equipping most of my PvP characters with immunity set paired with critical set. If you cannot achieve a high value of critical chance, then that is the time that I use critical set. But if I can already obtain a really high critical chance, then I could probably change the critical chance to attack set to raise my Demi-Aste's attack even further. And for the accessory here, the necklace, I'm using penetration necklace. And also, if you really have a good necklace or a weapon, try to break through them. Breakthroughing them means that you will increase the main stat here. That is the only time where you can improve the main stat of the weapon and also the accessory. For weapon main stats, for DPS, sure it should be an attack percent like this one. But there are some cases where a DPS is scaling to other factors like in the case of Demi-Drakan. Demi-Drakan scales with HP. So having an HP percent main stat on the weapon is the way to go for Demi-Drakan. But usually for main DPS like Demi-Aste, Notia, attack percent is the way to go. And then the typical substat that you should be aiming for are speed, critical damage, critical chance, and flat attack. If you already have attack percent here, you cannot get any more attack percent in the substats. So just take note on that one. If you have HP percent here, you cannot get HP percent on the substat here. But that only applies to weapon and accessory. Oh, same with the armor sets also. If you have HP percent here, you cannot get HP percent anymore in the substats. For healers, it depends on what you need. Like for example, for melee, gearing healers are somewhat really easy. You want to be gearing them if you want to give them some bulk, some immunity. Immunity is really important since in today's meta, you should be avoiding fighting against those nasty debuffers. And I'm using some counter set, evasion set. I should be trying to replace this one since the meta has already changed. Evasion does not really matter anymore because of the nerf that they got. I'm gonna be changing this one to probably a sweep set or the HP set, something like that. Now for gearing, upgrading gears and what gears to save for, I have some example here that I will show you on how do I raise my gears, how do I keep them. Where is that gear that I save? This one. As you can see, the main stat, I'm not really liking the main stat here. The substats also has effectiveness and accuracy, which is kinda meh. But as you can see, it has speed plus 9, which is the maximum roll that you can get initially when farming gears. So this one is a keep for now, and you try to reforge them in the hopes that you will be getting the maximum roll for speed here, because this one is still pretty much very usable if you can get plus 18 speed here, and this one will be really good for your openers. As I've said earlier, openers does not really care for the substats other than speed. So if I can get a plus 18 speed here, then it's really, really good. Let us try to speed. There's still 4 more chance. Speed. There's still 3 more chance. Come on, speed. Oh, this is already a fail. Why? During this time, since I only have 2 more chances left here, if this one does not fall to speed, this going to be a what do you call this, a bust. So this one is going to be decomposed, just to get some of the materials that I got, because I did not get any roll on speed, and that is the only selling factor of that gear piece for me. Also, I still have one here, like for example this one. This one is also really nice. It has some crit damage, but the crit damage is on the low side. You will know it's on the low side if the bar here is only at this one, the lowest, mid roll, and then this one is the high roll, the 3-1. So even if this one is only plus 6, this one is still worth saving for if you can get most of the rolls to speed. So let us go ahead and check out if we can get plus 18 speed here. The attack is good, but it's on the low side. If the next one miss, then yeah, this one is already a bust. This one is already a bust and not worth continuing, because take note also when trying to reforging gear or trying to get your godly gears, it causes a lot of golds. That is why you should know when to stop your reforging. So this one is already a stop. This one is already a fail for me. So I'm not gonna be trying to raise this one, and I'm just gonna be dismantling this one. If you are lacking in gold, then you might want to sell your trash gears instead of dismantling them. But I don't recommend I don't recommend selling this necklace and weapons, because you can use them as a breakthrough material. This one has a plus 6 speed. Maybe we can get something here. Let's try to reforge. It's really RNG, and that is why the end game content of this game is getting really godly gears, because as you can see, it's really hard to get the substat that you want. It's really stressful, not gonna lie. But since I've been playing for quite some time, since the start of the game, I have really good gears right now. Also, as I've said earlier, green gears are a keep also if they have some really nice substat. Like for example, this one has plus 15 speed. And also, if you will notice the substats of this one, it has 9 health, plus 146 health, and some resilience. This one is good for support characters like a healer. And also, the main stat of the weapon is defense. So this one is a really good piece for melee or something like that. Other gears that I've been saving are, as I said, 12 speed. They are a keep. Plus 15 speed, a keep. I have a lot of green gears that I've been saving. But if you have blue gears or red gears, they are much better to use. The only difference that they have is the main stat on their in their equipment, the main stat here. There really is a huge difference, especially for the weapons, the main stat. If you're using a red gear, blue gears, and green gears. But if they have trash substat, then those legendary gears are kind of meh. Maybe used for breakthrough or just fodder for dismantling to get the cores for the reforging of legendary gears. Well, I think I've covered most of the gear guides here. Oh, by the way, let us talk about the gear crafting. You should only be gear crafting when there is an event, when there is an ongoing event. If you see a exclamation mark here on Kate's workshop, it means that there is an ongoing crafting event, because that one will save you lots of golds, lots of money. Always try to craft weapons or armor sets that you are lacking. Like for example, accessory. You cannot get some main speed stat, right? You can use abrasive for that one. No, not this one. The legendary gear. It has some guaranteed speed main stat here. Then pray to God, pray to RNG that you get a really good piece that has really good substats here. As you can see, the cost for crafting one legendary guaranteed is more than 1 million. But if there is an ongoing event, I think this one will go down to around 800k. So you save 200k by crafting legendary gears. Now let us try to craft this one just for the sake of showing how RNG this one is. Oh, it's really good. It has a critical chance, attack, and accuracy. But all of them are low rolls. Yes. Low rolls. Fuck. Low rolls. For the armors, I usually just craft something that I don't have. Like for example, I'm missing a plus 18 speed boots. So I'm gonna be trying to get a speed boots here in the Chimera, and then I'm not gonna be crafting the legendary guaranteed because this one is very expensive. 750k for legendary boots, which is random. But you can use the potential to get a speed set, something like this. But usually I don't craft legendary guaranteed, only 6-star, and then I just use this one, the epic abrasive. Max 10 roll, and 10 pieces, and it will cost you 1.2 million. Let us see if we can get something good here. You can still get legendary, but most of them, I got a legendary with speed 9, but it's a counter set. This one are sell. This one also. Sell them. This one is meh, even though it has a high roll for crit damage. This one might be good, the legendary one. This one is also good. It has speed plus 9 and attack plus 12. We can use this one. And this one, if it rolls for speed plus 9, it's worth keeping. Also, take note that even if the substats are kinda meh, you still want to be trying to reporting them in the hopes that you will be getting a plus 9 speed. That is what I do. That is what I usually do for my gear before I try to sell them or decompose them. Because who knows, I might get some plus 9 speed for that port substats. So let us take a look at that one. This one is worth reporting because of the 9 speed here. It's kind of meh, the health. But if we can get plus 18 speed here, it would be really good for my opener. Because my opener does not have a plus 18 speed. I still don't have a plus 18 speed boots. 3 more chances. It's already a bust. It's already a bust. Or still chance. Maybe plus 15. Nah. It's a bust. That one is a bust. So that one is a decomposed one. What I'm telling you guys earlier is that for example, this one, you should be trying to reporting them at least once, in the hopes that you can get a plus 3 plus 9 speed here, like 3 maximum rolls here per speed. But this one does not get a speed, so that one is a bust. Well, I think I pretty much covered everything with regards to gear. It takes quite some time explaining one by one, and I hope that this video will be helpful to you. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.